Hey traders, good morning. Kicking off the week here, 5:30 in the morning here. Some themes that I'm gonna keep a really close eye on here, guys. So we're just running to the moon this morning in the markets, coming into the regression trend line here on ESs, right here, the green line here. Could find some early rejection early on here this morning. We are above the all of our major anchored VWAPs on the bullish side of trend and everything. Uh, Now on the bearish case, just thinking that hey, maybe they want to digest this a little bit better. One theme that I've had the past week was a back test of the weekly 5 SMA. Okay, and I want to point out this week now we're opening up here. The weekly 5 SMA has stepped up from last week. Okay, now it is, uh, if we were to come down to that weekly 5, we would be right at the daily 20 SMA on the ESs. So it would be coming into near last week's lows. Daily 20 SMA and the weekly 5 are in the same area. So if we were to walk sideways this week, a lot of support now at this 6650 area in this week's session. Okay, so if they were to want to do that and backtest the weekly 5, which they always seem to do, you know, there is a lot of support down there, so they may very well want to do that this week. But like I said, it's blue skies until proven otherwise. We're currently into blue sky territory, possibly running all the way back to all-time highs. But we are still on the bearish side of the recent regression line, so be mindful of that uh, going forward here. Okay, the most recent regression line. So we have to be mindful of that. Okay, we are in positive gamma as well. So 67.25 is pretty much the line in the sand. We could come in here early on this morning and they want to crush down below 67.25 because we are in that positive gamma scenario. Okay. Similar situation here on ENQs. We currently have a channel I've got a channel drawn right here, right into those channel highs. Here potentially here on the ENQs could very well be the case. We do have some resistance right in this area. Okay, this has been a pivot and resistance prior high major. This is a major resistance area for the NQs. Everybody could have everybody long to come in, and we do have a massive gap up in today's session. In fact, we are gapping up from the close last week. The entire shoulder area of this head and shoulders area, the gap this morning is the entire shoulder here on the MQs. Historically, that has not, to me, has not played out very well, but for the Bulls. But we'll see how that plays out in today's session. Okay. So bottom line is we've got additional support now on last week's lows here. The weekly 5 still hasn't been back tested. It's within last week's trading lows. Okay, we are above last week's daily 20 SMA. The weekly 5 is above that now going into this week. So let's be mindful of some of that stuff that's developing here in the markets. But there is a massive gap up this morning. Like I said, could very well need to fill some or most of this gap in today's session. So let's be very mindful of that. Like I said, we're in a very, very important resistance area here at 5:40 in the morning. Uh, could just be blue skies, just like on the S&Ps, but we definitely got to keep this in the back of our mind that we've done the entire shoulder area in the overnight session, so we have to be mindful of that and into this. This is the most recent regression line. We're below that. We are right here at the top of this channel. This channel is, let me show you how I got that channel. This is the channel right here, okay? And it's the anchor point there. The most recent anchored VWAP touch, I started the channel at that point. So this is our most current channel, and we're testing the top of that as we speak. Okay, guys, so be very mindful of that. This could very well be a regression or a rejection high. As far as the Russell goes, it looks a little bit more constructive to the upside. The main critical back test is our 2475. We're not quite there yet, uh, but we had a secondary. You see this uh, head and shoulders right here. This being potentially the major shoulder area right here, but see, we didn't get the measured. Once we broke that, we didn't get that full measured move to the downside. It would have came all the way down here. Uh, so that was a shallow. So that doesn't even work out too well on that one. Uh, so in my opinion, this pattern quite possibly has not finished until we get a hard test of 2475. We do have, uh, my channels right here. It looks like we're breaking into another trading, uh, higher trading zone here on uh, the Russell. Okay, and these are our monthly levels right here from last week, suggesting that we got still some food and fuel in the tank here, possibly to the upside on the Russell. Quick and dirty this morning. It looks like Intel got a lot of volume this morning, but it's looks like it's taking a breather from last week. Most volume today. So guys, the 20 SMA, it's all-time high. We're currently trading right into that. Uh, the actual 20 SMA is below us here, but we are trading into the highest point ever that our 20 SMA has traded currently here for NVIDIA and at the range highs. So be mindful of that. This is likely a heavy resistance area to kick off the day. Okay, on that one. Alibaba got an upgrade this morning. It's getting a nice little pop. Probably looks like a breakout pattern setting up here, but it hasn't actually broke out yet. Tesla was the big one last week. How's it doing this morning? Tesla's right up here at these range highs. Heads up on that one. A lot of people are looking for the $500 point for Tesla. Like I said, we're into these range highs. Resistance till proven otherwise. Double top potential. Resistance until proven otherwise here for Tesla. Other things, we saw a lot of selling in Microsoft coming off the daily 20 this morning, potentially breaking out of a prior high. A prior high here, guys, for Microsoft. Might have some buyers coming into Microsoft. We saw a lot of selling last week. Another one was Broadcom. Heavy buyers, heavy sellers last week. Really not doing a lot this morning. And we're still trading below these daily 20 SMAs here on Broadcom. Heavy selling last week in Broadcom. Let's go through others. Apple was really doing well last week. 54. It's stalling out. All-time highs. These are near all-time highs here on Apple. Seems to be stalling out up here. Okay, might be mindful of that. Found a lot of resistance up here in the past. Other ones, how about AMD? AMD's just going sideways. One I was really looking for was Amazon last week. Looks like we're gapping up again a little bit here this morning on Amazon. Just a slow grind higher in Amazon. I thought this was a buy the dip potential here on Amazon last week. It seems like we're slowly grinding higher on that one. Google, but the 20 SMA. Okay, that's important. And up, it's gapping up a little bit this morning too. Boeing, uh, it's up a little bit slightly this morning, but it still hasn't set off my alerts. Let me see here. Palantir, that's another one I like trading. Up a little bit this morning. Looks all good. SMH, looks like we're breaking out to new all-time highs on SMH. Potentially new all-time highs on SMH. GC put in a all-time high this morning. All-time highs on gold. Looking for 42.50 or something like that for the next target for gold. New all-time highs on gold. I know SC silver has been on a tear as well. New all-time highs on silver, I believe. Let's see here. Other things. As I said in my Friday video, this is a very critical bounce point for for the bond markets. We are actually getting a little bit of a bounce this morning on the ZF. This morning, we're not actually breaking down to the bearish side of trend. Very critical, so yields are down a little bit on the front end of the curve. ZBs, that's our 30-year. Also catching a bid, and slash ZNs, catching a little bit, all at these critical monthly support levels here on all three of those. Be very mindful of that. That looks good. Primary theme that I am keeping a close eye on here is we had our row, we had our contracts roll on our VX futures from the what day was that? What was that 15th, 16th? We had our contract row on the VX futures. We still have the row gap that has not closed here on the row. So I'm wondering if maybe they want to fill this gap on the row. We have lost our moving average support on the VIX. We had a moving average that was acting as support. Well, Friday we did lose that, so that suggests to me that the volatility, this rolling gap might be in line to fill this gap on the VX futures, VIX. So let's keep a really close eye on this. This is a very critical support area here on the VIX. We are currently gapping above this very critical support. I think that might be the daily 20. Let me double check that. So what we got going on here on the VIX, guys, we know that we've had a massive overnight gap up here. The VIX is actually holding a bid here in the morning session. This is our critical bull bear cross line. We're currently trading right above that bull bear cross line, suggesting that they're hedging this big move for the open today. So be very mindful. This is giving us an early warning that the markets could very well be needing to do some back and fill early on this morning, and the VIX catch an early bid. Okay. Early on this morning, the dollar's down a little bit this morning to kick off the week. So we have a lot of European Federal Reserve speakers early on this morning. Pending home sales. We know home sales were really up last month. U.S. pending home index. Dallas Fed all 10 o'clock. Business index 10:30. That's probably going to come in bullish. See what happens on that. Then we have some auctions happening today, guys. Auctions are happening 6 months, 3 months. So the short end of the curve auctions are hitting today. Important to note that we're right into a major, like I said, major support area. So those are the very short dated ones, not the end of the world. Even more Federal Reserve speakers here at 1:30. We got all kinds of Federal Reserve people speaking today. And tonight we got Japanese industrial output. Japan's been on a tear with everything going on with China, so heads up on that.